to our new episode of Paranormal Patrol. We are St. Croix Paranormal, and I am Jill.
I'm Kate.
I'm Teresa.
I'm Donna.
And I'm Alex.
Today we are going to recap our episodes from 2015. We went on a lot of awesome trips, got a lot of great evidence. Places that we went is Greenville Station in Wisconsin. It used to be a funeral home. They used to have, it was a bar, firehouse, an old automobile, and a lot of activity there. We had a really good time when we were there. What were you guys' favorite memories from Greenville?
I'd say my favorite thing that happened was when we had all three of the K2s on the bar, and there's no electricity in the place, and we had all three of them responding at the same time to our questions. That was probably my favorite moment.
That was awesome.
Whoa, hello.
Tom, did you think that was funny? Yes? That I think you're the dog?
Are you a man? Can you make those light up red again?
Just make them go all the way up to the tip top. There you go. Good
That
job.
was really cool having it do that, you know.
Right.
Absolutely no electricity in there, so the K2 going off crazy like that.
But you had that the REM pod, remember when we were going to bed at night and we went outside, we stepped outside for a minute?
Yep, I was actually laying there trying to go to sleep. They went out, and little Missy here was sleeping soundly, and all of a sudden I just heard the REM pod start to go a little bit, then it went a little bit more, and I'm like, a little bit more, and I'm like, come on in, and like.
Well, I thought it was funny because you're sleeping and you just barely raise your head and you're like, that's cool.
It went off for about 30 seconds, too. I mean,
Yeah, it went
twice.
I can't
Twice
believe
it
you
went
didn't
off that
hear
twice.
It was like in my dream. It was kind of weird. Like I was in that kind of.
Is this really happening?
Yeah.
I was all depressed we missed it because we were outside taking a break and we come back in and we missed the whole thing. All night we waited and waited
Typical.
and waited, and then those two get it when they're in there.
And it hadn't gone on the whole day or night
Yeah.
until about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I was with you down in the basement. Something grabbed the bottom of my leg.
Oh.
It was really kind of creepy down there that they have some touching and things, some, not so happy spirits in the basement, but just feeling somebody pull your pants on the back, on the back. It was
We kind of assumed that being that it was a funeral home, it may have been, they may have had a cold storage down there.
Right, because we were right in front of where
Yeah.
they did where they burned the bodies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Why did you choose to stay here? Grabbing my pants. I literally felt like somebody was taking my pant leg and tugging it.
Was someone tugging at Jill?
I think the spirit box was on, and I just basically, it was on my pant leg, but I felt like this. And I had the stretchy pants on, so it really stretched, and so I was just like, what the heck? So it was kind of weird. It was kind of cool, but it was kind of weird too. So I feel like something got me.
I thought Alex had something around that area too.
No, but we did get a lot of really good spirit box responses down in the basement, especially in that back room.
Yeah.
When we were down there, and then you went to the front room. You and me split up and went to separate rooms. Well, I got some really good responses.
You were running the
through Spirit Box.
SB11,
I was running
and you
the
had
SB11.
some really good.
Really clear,
Yeah.
really good responses on the Spirit Box.
Yeah. Now the SB11 That's one where it takes out all the radio noise and is just running on white noise only, pretty much. And so if you're getting something off of that, we got some really good full sentences on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Try to tell us some info on this. I think you know how to use it.
Can you come talk to us? Are there any children here? Can you give us a name? Derek? Is that your name? Stop? You're just gonna say one thing and then walk away?
You what? No, that's it.
I heard something. You want us to leave?
So overall, that was a really, really good fun place to go and had a lot of good experiences that night. We went to the Berlin Tannery in Berlin, Wisconsin, another Wisconsin place. That one was really fun. It was a tannery and a cranberry shop back in the 1800s, and at one point, I don't remember what year, but somebody had actually sent the skin hide of a person to the tannery to be tanned. Obviously, they didn't do it, but but they had a lot of activity at that place. It was really cool because it's actually set up. Currently, they run it as a fake haunted house with the characters and things like that. So there are a lot of little mazes, a lot of little twists, a lot of little turns, and we'd get lost in there. Eventually, we did figure out how everything went, but it was just a really cool, awesome building. That night, I personally did not get a whole lot of experiences. We did get some good spirit boxes responses. It was actually kind of Alex's and Teresa's had some really good happening.
They were liking us that night.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, that was fun. We gosh, it would have started. Wasn't there that room with the cold spots?
Yeah, we started down in the basement.
Yeah.
We started down there in what they called it the touching room, where
The
people would
touching
get
room.
touched. Yeah, we were down there, and I started hearing that whispering
Mm-hmm.
outside the door, and it sounded like somebody was trying to come in.
Yep.
So then we moved out of there, and we were getting K2 hits on your K2 meter, and then all of a sudden, I had to turn around really quick because I heard, or it sounded like somebody was standing right behind me.
Yep. I remember that.
I don't know, it sounds like somebody was walking towards us in this room up here. Literally sounded like somebody started pushing open the door.
Who's moving around down here? Tell me your name. Oh, me too. See what I mean? I like the noise.
Yeah.
Do you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
So you don't like us down here?
It felt like something was standing right behind me.
You get that too close feeling?
Yeah.
So when you felt that presence behind you, what did you feel? Electricity or did
No,
you...
it was the sensation of, like if you stand and there's a solid object behind you, like it sounds different.
Oh, okay. So
I more heard it, like the way that
Oh, okay.
the sound was coming to my ears. It was like there was something solid behind me, but there was nothing there.
That's cool.
We went over to the room where was it a little girl that supposedly hung up on the scaffolding and stuff and then came down the stairs or whatever?
Yeah, this is the little girl. Oh, and Wally went off
And
too
Wally
down
went
there.
off there, yep,
Yeah,
in
that's
that
where
same
Wally
room.
Yeah.
The REM pod went off at that place too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Downstairs in the or the
Oh, yeah.
room
Two
in that
separate
lower
ones
by
went
the
off there.
ramp down
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's right.
we got down the hall.
Yep, we walked to the next room.
And then we got like the 3 knock, knock, knock after that,
Mhm.
which was super cool. And then
that's when you saw the shadow.
I saw the shadow. Yep, we saw a shadow down there. I started taking photos like right after that, and then we got a mist, which was super cool on the cameras.
That was legit knocking.
That was legit knocking.
Somebody just knocked on the wood, stepped the wood pile down there.
Awesome, guys. Thanks.
Was that an answer to our question?
Nope. K2 just went off.
I heard it.
So so the last thing I think I was asking you was if it takes you guys a little while to kind of get energy and get your night going. I got goosebumps everywhere, dude.
Yep.
It's getting cold in here.
Yep.
It's cold. It's
K2's
cold.
going off. K2's still
K2
going off.
is going off. It's trying. Alex and I have like major chills right now. It's super cold down here.
We just heard 2 knocks in the other room.
There it went again. We heard 2 knocks down there. Hoping things are kind of livening up here a little bit, but something's going. There was a mass. Something black just moved. Unless I'm seeing things. Right there. Right behind literally that camera. Because it didn't block out the light on the IR.
Oh, we're getting somewhere now.
Come on in,
You
guys.
should get your camera out again.
Oh, I should be taking more pictures.
Especially if you're seeing shadow figures walking by.
Dude, I swear, you know when you see the blacker than the black deal?
Yep.
That's what I saw. If that doesn't happen again, that's creepy. And it didn't. I gotta show you this. Then there was an area too, wasn't there? In the maze
upstairs,
they had set up.
where they said they have a portal back there. So we were back there, and they said if you're a woman and you're alone in this certain corner, that they're more likely to come up and mess with you. So I sent Teresa down to that corner, and I sat on the other end, and she was kind of coaxing something to come up to her and whisper.
I was trying to get it to whisper in my ear and say sweet nothings like they say it always does, like if the girls, try and get it going or whatever. And I had that K2 in my hand, I was holding it, and that thing just went crazy over there. Obviously, no whispering or anything like that in my ear, but...
And then you had said it was really cold, too.
And it got really cold over there. So, something was definitely there. Although there was that hole behind my head, I kept thinking someone was, pop out. There was, that hole in the wall. I think it was weirding me out. Which corner?
That one, far one.
With that black smudge?
Yeah.
Maybe I should stand down there and face you.
Just keeps going off.
I know. Hello there. Can you come over and see me? What do you like about this place? Oh, see it? Thank you for coming over here. I appreciate that. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you light this up if you're a man? Dude, I got mad goosebumps right now. It's getting pretty chilly right here.
Yeah.
Really freaking chilly. When we first got there and we were given the tour, one of the guys, I went like this, and he's like, "Did you feel something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I felt something in my back." He's like, "I just saw your hair flip," but unfortunately we didn't get it on video. But then the whole rest of the time I was there, I was feeling like being touched the whole entire time, more than any place we had been.
I got a chill a little bit again.
Really?
I don't know why. You guys like cakes? I'm really warm, but I keep getting this little chill arms because I keep feeling a lot of tingling. Are you touching cakes? Especially my right arm. Are you touching my left arm now?
I just got totally lost in that building, even though I think it went like this and like this, didn't it?
Well, you'd get all disoriented
Yeah.
because of all the mazes and the
Yes.
way you turn and move, and
Yeah, 'cause
you're
they
all
had
turned
made it-
around. You don't know where you are in that building.
Yeah, but it was awesome. I would advise anybody if they want to go definitely go to Berlin Tannery to check it out.
Yeah,
that
really big
was-
place.
It was pretty neat.
Good haunt.
Very good.
Our next place that we're going to talk about is Ashmore Estates in Ashmore, Illinois. It used to be a poor farm. A lot of people lived and died there.
But they also had mental patients, tuberculosis patients. It was a psychiatric place.
People had to work there to be there. Like you had to.
Right. And that's the typical use of a poor farm.
Yeah.
On that. And we didn't see it at the time. When we got home and looked at our photographs, we actually got a shadow figure in a photograph, which we thought was really cool because it was standing at the end of a hall, and it was as tall as our camera, which at that time our cameras sit about 5'5" off the ground. So it was a smaller person, but you could see the whole cloak, the arm, everything, and it was just really cool knowing that something was there. We totally would feel all the time, no matter where you were in that building, that something was following you, something was around you. It was just a really awesome building.
It blocked out the window. So if you were looking down the hallway this way and you were looking down there, you could actually see our camera, then you could see the shadow figure, and then there was a big window, and it actually blocked out that whole portion all the way down. And it was darker than dark. So it was darker than the dark that when you look down the hallway, it was a great photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because where we caught the shadow figure, there was another 10, 15 feet behind that, and that wall was completely illuminated, but the shadow was pitch black.
That was also the floor where on the right side where the doctor supposedly jumped to his death. Did we even find out why he did that, or we don't know why?
They're saying it was probably a murder, but they can't prove it. The spirits there do a lot of actual interaction with you. There's one particular, I think his name was Josh, that likes to turn your cameras on and off. And we had that issue all night long, coming across our cameras, checking them, and they're actually turned off. So it's not like they just quit working and the power went out. The actual on-off switch has been flipped. And you would never see anybody come up to the camera or anything like that, but you would just find your cameras off, and it was, for me, kind of frustrating because I'm trying to catch evidence here. Someone shut this camera off.
Just right now?
No, it's not running anymore, so I thought I was checking it.
That's what I heard, Jill. 'Cause I just.
But the button was like totally off, like I had to return it back on.
Is this the room with that dude?
Yes.
Quit stopping, turn my stuff off, dude! Seriously. And the switch is flipped, that's what the kicker is.
That was definitely one of my favorite places that we went to. So there was a lot of K2 hits there. Voices. Did the REM pod go off there?
The meter went off for us.
The Mel-
Yeah, for you guys
Yeah.
were upstairs doing something and came down all crazy.
Yeah.
We laid out our K2 meters, we laid them out, and then there was a piano in this room that we were in, and then there was the Mel meter. And we said, Alex and I had said, if you touch any one of these items, we'll leave the room. Like, we'll get out of your hair, we'll go. Shortly after I said that, we said that, the Mel meter went off a couple times, actually.
Well, it went off, and then we wanted to make sure. We said, okay, well, we want to be sure that's you.
Yeah.
Can you do it again? And it did
And
it
it
again.
did it
right
again.
after.
Did they at least give you good food to eat?
What are you doing down here? You're lighting them up again? Is there inmates here? Yes? Light them all up.
Were you an inmate here? If you were, could you light that up again? Thank you.
Did you just touch it? You gotta touch it so we can hear it. Do it again. Come on. I'm so proud of you right now. You are so close. Thank you. Thank you. We will leave the floor. Thank you.
We We got to get back to Ashmore.
Yeah.
That place was
Definitely.
so fun.
It's for activity. It was really, really, really hot there. I think it really, you could feel it too. It was around you.
Yeah, it was a fun night we had there. Old Hartford City Jail in Hartford City, Indiana. Didn't get a whole lot there that particular night, but I know Alex and Donna, we were just our own team. It was actually a double place. We had also done a speakeasy that same night, and didn't really get a whole lot in the jail. We did get a lot of really good K2 hits when we were in the jail.
We were walking around, and I was getting random K2 hits on the K2 meter, and so I was following whatever this was around, trying to find where it was. And finally, I think you asked it. You said,
If it wanted a cigarette.
if you want a cigarette, can you light up the meter? And it lit all the way up to red immediately.
You want some tobacco?
All you gotta do is light this up. Oh.
Awesome, I'll go get
Really cool setup too, because it was old fashioned. It had a
Turnstile door.
Yeah, turnstile jail cell door.
That was
And
neat.
once we went in, Alex and I went to the lower part of it, you could see that they had the crank.
Is that where they forced you to sleep that night?
I slept in there. It was very, very comfortable. I snore.
Was
and-
it by choice or did you? they
well,
made
I
you-
wanted to sleep out by them guys, but you know.
We
I
said
was-
no.
And am I okay? So I just went and slept in the jail.
You and Steph had some stuff up in the attic.
Yeah, one of our other investigators, Steph, we had gone up into attic, and there's supposedly a little girl who likes to play up there. And so we set out some toys and stuff, and I had a couple K2 hits up there, but I had asked the little girl to show me what her favorite toy was, and Wally, she kept touching Wally, which is the bear.
The REM pod bear,
The REM
yeah.
pod bear, and it lights up, and so she was loving on Wally. That's clearly her favorite toy.
right here. You can make the colors go from green to yellow to red.
Is someone touching the bear? Do you like that bear?
You either knock over the dolly that's your favorite one over there to play with. Oh, you like the bear and this toy? Those are your new favorites? You like those? You want to touch that bear again? Can you do that?
You gotta point.
Do you like Stephanie? You can either touch the bear or this light here, okay? There you go. Good job. You do like Stephanie.
I like you too.
And then that same night too, we did the old downtown speakeasy, which was about a block and a half away. Huge building, super old. Alex and Don and I were the team on that particular night, and we were running the SB11, and also has an alarm for the temperature. And we just started getting the most intense goosebumps. I remember everything was being raised. You remember that?
Mhm.
And it was just getting crazy, and the alarm thing kept going off because the temperature kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. It was just insane, you know, the activity that we were getting. And you were in the room just filming. I don't know if you felt the goosebumps.
Yeah, you could feel the
Right.
electrical energy, but and you have to remember it was warm.
Yeah, it was
So
like 85 degrees.
it was
out.
hot outside, so and it was warm inside there. So to get them cold feelings and the goosebumps, it definitely had some high EMFs and readings. Which there's no electrical in there
Oh,
whatsoever.
right. Yeah, that's right. They had no power.
No power. We were working without power.
someone by me. Alex got goosebumps too. Temperature change, goosebumps, and this thing is temperature changing. That's what that beeping button is.
Well, it's kind
And
of
Alex, you had that thing attached to you. Were trying to drain your energy or something that night. That was kind of bizarre.
At one point, we were in this huge empty room, and we were running a spirit box, I believe we were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And just out of nowhere, I got really tired. I could barely stand up, and I started feeling a pain in my stomach, as if somebody was like jabbing me in the stomach with their finger or their knuckle or something, and it was just really painful. So I actually got up and I had to walk out of the room for 5 minutes. Came back and it started doing it again. So I told them about it, and they told it to stop, and not too long after that, it finally went away. But yeah, that was strange. I don't know what that was.
Did you like beer?
Do you have anything on it?
Are you causing pain to Alex?
Do you have any, lift up your shirt, do you have any scratches?
It's not like a scratch, it's like kind of like a sharp jabbing.
Are you doing that to Alex? Like, is that how you passed away? Are you picking on Alex now? Because you need to stop doing that if you are, because it's not very comfortable for people to feel that.
Steph, that was where she got her hair was flicked, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because she had her ponytail all the way down, and you can see, we have cameras set up all over the place. So not only do we carry one that we're walking about with, we also carry one, or not carry one, but we have them placed throughout the building. And as those two had come into a room, you could see Steph stopped and looked, and so her head's back like this, and she's not moving, and all of a sudden you see her ponytail go boop. And she flips the camera on and says, check that, I think something just touched me. And you could see it plain as day.
It actually pulled it up. And
Yeah, it pulled it up. It was like super cool.
No wind, no nothing. It just actually picked it up and then pushed it.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I think it landed, and she could feel it.
Right.
Hit that. It was really weird.
I know you can touch people because you've done it already. Can you touch me? I feel like someone just swished my ponytail, but I can't be sure. Check the video camera in here.
And you guys had some K2 hits too,
Oh, we had a bunch of K2 hits in that place.
with
Yeah.
no power. Again,
With
no power.
Again. It was very sporadic though, it was all over the place. No one, and it wouldn't last very long though. It would be like just a little bit here and then it would move. You know what I mean? So that was, but it was still pretty cool. You sitting down by us right now? Just like I asked. So it's Memorial Weekend where we honor our veterans who served in wars. Were you in a war? Can you light it up if you were in the Army? Yep, in the Army. That was pretty interesting. That was where we got to sleep on the concrete that night. That was
Sorry.
And then we used our equipment bag for a pillow. And as they're all
Sleeping on couches.
cozy up. You think that's better than this floor? I think it's all gonna suck. It sucks. It's kind of cool to sleep in here though. It just isn't the most comfortable. Well, I think you're just gonna have to deal with it. Yep. I really can't adjust to this right now. Nope. It hurts. I just realized I can't sleep on concrete. I can try. Like my back is a batch. I can't even talk right. My back is arched because if I lay it flat, then it hurts the rest of me. I can't figure out. Maybe if you put your knees up, try that. This sucks. I can't even get tired. I'm so exhausted. You think they're sleeping in a bed or a jail cell? Jail cell. In a jail cell? Or one of those comfortable couches. I bet you that'd be pretty cool to sleep in, Well, we're here. Yeah. At least we're here. Yeah, that's something. True.
Poasttown School was in Ohio. That was kind of a fun little trip, really huge school. One thing I did have is we decided to split and everybody just go off by themselves on each floor. The one thing that I tend to have happen, I was just standing in the main, they call it like their dance area, auditorium, things like that. And I actually looked out in the hallway and I saw a little black shadow just run really fast down the hall. So, and it was, you know, maybe about that tall, so probably the size of a small child. So that ran totally down the hallway, so that was a little creepy when I was by myself.
Alright, now just turn, and I saw a shadow race across that like black shadow. Get the goosebumps, 77.9. I'm sure went up, but I saw a black shadow. That ran across there. Who ran by the door? Who was there?
Other than that, I don't think I personally had.
No, the only
A lot of
thing that I
experiences there.
saw there was, or not even saw, but when we separated, like you said, and you saw that, and then I was down in the auditorium, nothing happened. I mean, I was reading them books, you know, and trying to play games and interact. And when I was all done and I was about to go back and meet up with you guys again, I just asked if you don't want me to leave, if you whatever, you know, can you do something? And my K2 went off just, and that was the one time.
Yeah, the K2 hits in the basement. When all three of us were down there, I had the K2 meter set on that table, and it would go off and it would light all the way red, and as soon as I would see it, and I'm like, hey guys, look at this, as soon as I said that, it would stop.
Right.
So then we'd go back to what we were doing, and then it would go off again. And so that time I was a little bit more sneaky. I just kind of like tapped you, and I'm like, look, and as soon as I did that, it stopped.
Yeah, as soon as we put the camera on it, it would quit. And then when we met up with the owner at midnight just to kind of go through what was going on, he said, yeah, a lot of times when you put the camera on it, or if they know you're filming, they're not going to do anything. But we did get a couple EVPs of children.
Was there somebody just by Alex? K2 was the one.
All the way up to the red. Can you do that again? Let's just do it. There you go, all the way to the red.
Who keeps going by Alex? You guys playing?
They keep playing with the K2, but then every time I try to tell you guys that it's happening, they stop.
Let's just hope we get some good EVP.
The third floor is the most active floor that they have there, according to the owner. So I went up there by myself. I got a lot of weird noises. I mean, it was pretty hot there, so I mean, the building was making noises of settling and stuff. But I did get there were a couple times when I would hear footsteps out in the hallway. At one point, I was in a room by myself, and I said, I think I hear somebody walking out in the hallway. It was pretty intense, especially being up on that huge third floor all by myself. I was up there for what? It was about 45 minutes.
You were up there the longest, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, a couple interesting things. How's everyone doing over on this side of the building?
You
You making noises back there? Can you make another noise for me? You in here? I heard someone in here. I'm upstairs, down that hallway, kind of by where Wally Bear is. I'm just walking around and been hearing the building settling noises all night, but now I'm just getting random knocks and bumps that are kind of following me around. So, just heard a knock on the door frame over here. You following me around? I hear you walking out there in the hallway. Can you come in here and talk to me? I feel like you were following me around, knocking on things to get my attention. Could you knock on something in here for me? Okay, I think I just heard footsteps out in the hallway there. Sounded like something was walking out the hallway. We didn't catch a whole lot on film, but yeah, just a couple things.
Yeah, it was still a neat experience to go check out the school and hang out with the kids, and yeah, it was a fun night.
And sometimes when you go to places like that, it all depends on the night too and how active they want to be. So.
Exactly. Just because it's haunted doesn't mean you're going to get activity that night.
Yeah.
Stagecoach is in Iowa.
That scratching stuff though. Like I don't mind being
Oh, that was
pushed
good.
in
That's a good place there, yeah.
twice. It happened to me twice. Thanks, Donna. Oh yeah, she got hurt. That was a good place.
Yeah, that was good.
That.
That was nice. I felt somebody pull the back of my shirt when I was in the kitchen, which is the same place you had some really fun instances. It was Doc.
Doctor, what was the doctor's name?
Doc
Oh, in
something.
that room, yeah.
Doc something.
I was sitting in his chair though,
Right.
and I felt intense, like the burning and the pain. It was a pretty sharp pain, and but I
You
go.
moved for two different chairs. It started over
It started
here.
in one chair, yeah, and then I moved.
Then
to
we went outside afterwards.
Yep. Well, as soon as I went outside, it stops.
Yes.
And then I went back in, sat in the doctor's chair, and then did it again. And I could, gosh, that was horrible. That
So
pain.
she actually moved from two different chairs, and it actually followed her and literally scratched her. You could see the scratches, and we did get the pictures of the scratches that were on her.
Yeah, we got.
And then you can see that she's literally just sitting there. You know, nobody's around her. She
I'm
didn't
not
scratch
touching
her own
myself.
back.
I'm not,
you
no
know.
itching.
You were eating chips.
I was. It's weird.
Go figure,
Weird.
she was eating something.
Yeah.
That was the original part of when Stagecoach was first built. The front part of the home was the original cabin. So where you were at was only that big at one point in time. Then they
Right.
built onto
It's
it.
like
So-
their main room.
Yeah.
And then
Because
wasn't
it was that
it-
resting stop for the pioneer people to come in and spend the night.
And you were antagonizing them too because you're related to.
Abe Lincoln.
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, and they didn't like that
They didn't like that
at all. Ow! Like something pinched me. Ah! Again.
Where, on your back?
Yeah.
What are you pinching her for?
Donna keeps doing it.
Stop it!
No, something is literally pinching.
Like a bug.
Yeah, it feels like a sting.
Oh, there's scratches.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, stop.
Shut up. Is there scratches?
Yep. Don't move your hands. Don't put your hands
I'm
back there.
sorry,
Let's go.
but it's stinging.
I know, but let's go out.
Yeah.
Don't even try it.
Why
anymore.
does things keep touching me?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
go
get it
out.
out here.
I can still feel it stinging.
First you get your knee thing, then you get scratched.
Hold on, hold on. I can feel it. It's doing it again. Donna, it's doing it. Donna,
Go. Get the
look
camera.
it. It's doing it again.
Here, take this.
God,
Okay. Okay, take the camera. Here.
it's lower this time. It's doing it again.
Well, you were upstairs with me,
Yep.
and we were just, I can't remember if we were spirit boxing or...
Well, we were looking in that room where they would put the kids and stuff when.
Yeah, when
they
the kids
go-
would hide, they had a little cubby hole where the kids would hide when the Native Americans would come. and raid the farm, and so it was a hiding spot for the children to go. And we were kind of in that room doing some stuff, and we were walking, and all of a sudden I hear this loud bang, and she's about on the floor. I'm like, what the heck happened? You know?
I just was, what it felt like was, not that anyone pushed me, but like when something pushes the back of your knee and it pushes your leg forward, you know, like your leg gives out, I could feel the pressure of something pushing the back of my leg, and so I lost my footing. It wasn't my knee giving out though, because I could feel.
But it was like almost like a height of a child, where they could like push the back of your knee and go ha ha ha.
And we commented on that too.
Yeah.
That it did feel like exactly like a playful thing, though, not mean or.
Yeah.
What? Made me jump. What happened?
Jill, I was walking and it felt like something went, like on the back of my knee, like.
So that wasn't your knee giving out?
No, I was just walking and I stepped forward, like I stepped forward this foot, and then I went straight into this one. I went to take this step forward,
and I saw your knee like come forward like this.
Yes,
so I
something just went, like not hit like that, but like pushed it. Were you trying to get my attention?
You got our attention. Who's up here? I've got the chills all over again.
When we were in like that middle kind of room, remember we were all talking, and then we could feel all the energy went.
Oh yeah, the power down.
That
everything.
Awesome.
That was cool.
You two were in that other room, but
yeah, and you heard
we
it.
could hear it though.
Yeah,
it was very.
But me and Therese were actually
Right
in that
there.
room, and so the EM pumps are out there so that the spirits can use that energy and help manifest or interact with us, things like that. And you know, it's kind of making this humming noise, and then it kind of made this, and it like powered down. But not only did it do that, you could almost feel like a shift in the room, like everything just dropped.
The energy just dropped.
It was just insane, crazy. I've never felt. It was almost like being in a time warp, or like the Funhouse effect, where the whole room is kind of. It was like the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I think
it was super cool.
I
But
goosebumps thinking about it.
I know, I got goosebumps. Well, it was so crazy because you could literally, I was like that drain, the energy drain, and then it lasted not long.
no, just seconds.
And then
It
everything
was-
powered back up as normal.
You could hear it, almost feel it on our side. It was like, I knew, we knew it instantly. Wow, what was that?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just that one thing. It was like, you could almost feel, like you said, it was like a suction of energy, huge energy.
Whoa.
What is that, Jill?
It's like everything's.
Yeah.
Just pulled down.
Yes, it did.
What made you so upset that you had to end your life?
That just pulled way down.
Yeah.
John Moore, are you present? I'm getting the chills.
Yeah,
Too. I
got
was
goosebumps
just before you said that.
everywhere.
My whole legs are just goosebumps.
We heard something in the kitchen, like a bang or something, which I don't know whatever came of it, but it was just kind of weird in that room. Later, we had the K2 communication, me and Donna.
Yep.
And that was really good. But it would only respond usually to the guy who does the tour there. It wouldn't really respond to me, but we had both K2s, one over there, one way over here, and they were both at the same exact time going whenever he would ask the questions.
Did you kill yourself because you were depressed? Was there something that depressed you? And
Oh, yes. I seen that. It's nothing that happened. It's just that you were depressed. Is that right? Make that go off again. Okay. Nobody could help you back then, so that was your only idea. Make that go off again if that was your idea to yourself to commit suicide. Yes? Are you afraid to move on? Yes? Yes?
maybe you didn't like Abraham Lincoln. Is that why you scratched her, because she's part of the legacy?
Ooh.
Okay, you guys are smoked, and after a nice investigation, what do you think of the stagecoach yet?
That was pretty cool. We had, not huge activity, but we did have some cool tube heads. Definitely had a lot of chills going on, especially up in the attic. It was like 85 degrees up there. A lot of good personal experience for sure. Oh yeah, scratching. Got your scratch. Electrical energy was touching you, your hair, your arms. Yeah. Read some stuff on the spirit box, the dancers. We had a lot of fun. It was a good night. We're really tired right now.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, we want to appreciate you guys coming and everything and coming down. It's a long trip for you. And we'd like you to have a nice, safe trip home.
Sedonsville Rectory, that was Cincinnati, Ohio. About Sedon, it was the old rectory for the priest for a while too. They had some reports of, after it was no longer the rectory, that there was satanic worship, there was dog fighting going on, and you could actually see all the scratches on the doors where they had locked some of the pit bulls up, things like that. So there was a lot of negative energy in this building. The one thing that I thought was really cool that night is when we were all sitting up and we were engaging with the K2 in the one room and the priest. We determined it was the priest that was actually engaging and answering our questions. So I thought that was a really cool experience.
Come on, you guys. What's that again?
Are you a priest? Are you a father? Did you die here?
Can you line it up farther than just that? Can you go all the way to the red? Can you touch it and hold it there? Don't just like make it sharp one. Oh, that's really good. Yep.
Perfect.
Just like that.
Are you stuck here? Did you do anything bad? Is that why you're stuck here? Were you one that molested the boys we hear about? Are there some spirits here that hurt people here?
Is it cold when you die?
Is it scary? Were you scared when you passed away?
And you potentially being drained in every room. We didn't get a
I
whole
don't.
lot.
That was weird because I mean, I know, like, I was literally falling asleep, and like I was tired, but we've done this many, many times, and we're tired, but I've never.
Yeah, and you would
done
be fine
that.
once we remove you from the room.
Right,
So
and then I was good, but like I literally I felt so drained there, like my body just had nothing in me.
Similar
Well-
to what Alex had at the other place.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask you to do stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. My body just feels very heavy.
Something making Teresa feel tired.
I feel drained.
Yeah.
Should we leave this room for a while? Okay, we'll take your advice. I think we need to take her downstairs.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching her and she's falling asleep over there.
Yeah, and when would I be doing that?
That's not you. Let's get you out of here.
Did get that really creepy EVP.
Oh yeah, the I want your skin.
Yeah.
That was creepy. Again, we did not hear that while we were there. But when you come back and you're listening to these voice recorders and you hear, I was just like, I want your skin. I'm like, oh my God, what was that? So
How do you guys take that? I mean,
I don't know if it was an evil something that wanted something from us.
It can't be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
It sounds like it wanted to be alive again.
Yeah.
right.
Like
Yeah.
it, or maybe it wasn't alive before. I don't know.
But who knows?
But wasn't there a room at the rectory though that had a creature or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there was some sort of creature up on the second.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
was up
who
on- it
knows
was up
what
on the
something like
second
that
floor.
would say.
It was a creepy building, but we really didn't get a whole lot of activity there. It was a pretty quiet night for us.
Yeah.
It was pretty quiet. I had high hopes for that place too, but
Mhm.
it was a very beautiful.
Building was
No,
awesome
building,
on
no,
the inside.
absolutely.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah. For our elementary, that was one of my favorite places. That was in Maxwell, Iowa. Just a really cool old school. No known deaths or anything that anyone's aware of, but the activity in there for Alex and I anyway was pretty awesome.
The night started out with a bang, basically. We went up to the 3rd floor.
Oh, as we were setting up, because the motion light went off.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
as
yeah.
we were setting up.
We're setting stuff up, the motion light in a room goes off, and it's facing the opposite direction of us, and there's nobody in the room.
And we're in the hall.
And we're out in the hallway, and it can't happen unless something walks by that, but there was nobody in the room.
Good thing you school say that.
Hey, that just went on.
It's facing the opposite direction.
Oh,
We
awesome.
went right up to the 3rd floor, and we immediately walk into the big auditorium with the stage and everything. And we were up by the stage, and all of a sudden I got those K2 hits, and it was answering all our questions. And you put yours up to it, and it was lighting them up
In
like
sync. They were
it was like a
exactly-
rhythm or something. They were like the lights were dancing. It was weird.
It was awesome.
Are you a boy? That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Get focus. It's hard to see them on this with the IR light. If you oh,
Oh, thanks.
good job.
You're making it really nice for us to see. That's great.
Well, you're rocking that thing, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay, can you step back for just 1 second? Okay, thanks. Do you like to play with cars since you're a little boy? You like toy cars or trucks?
You let. Oh yeah,
Cars and
cars.
trucks. We have a car. We have a
It's
wood
the same
car.
pattern. It's dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Do you like music? Hold on. Gotta back up a little bit, sweetie. Little boy, can you back up a little bit? Just,
You said do you like music, and now he's lighting up the noisy one.
okay.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. Do you like animals? Do you like puppies?
How about bears?
Kitties? Like kitties? I like kitties too.
Kitties are nice.
Gym with
Was
the
really
K2
cool.
because they do have power there, but we put the K2 meter on a little plastic scooter that they have there for the kids to play with, and it was going off on top of this plastic scooter. After we asked if you want to ride on it, hit the lights and we'll push it, and so I had to push the scooter. But that was fun. That was
That
really
was
cool.
super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like you asked if it wanted to ride, and it was like, that's when it lit up. So
Yeah, that was cool.
you had to give it a ride then, yeah, for sure.
Hop on the scooter. Oh, you want to go
All
for
right.
the scooter, huh?
On the scooter.
Do you want me to push you?
Oh.
Yes? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you a ride. Ready? Here we go. Keep lighting it up while I push you.
I was running the spirit box down there, that SB11, and underneath that on the floor I had the K2 meter, and then in the middle of the gym we had a motion detector light. So I'm running the spirit box, and as I'm getting these voices coming through, it's like a sequence. The motion detector light would go off as if something just ran in front of it, and then the K2 meter would light up, and then I would get a voice through the spirit box. And it happened like 4 different times.
Mhm.
It was the craziest thing.
I love it when things happen, you know, like in a series of events like that, because it really backs up your evidence. You know what I mean? When you can, one thing happens and another thing, then another thing. Which is,
It's not from the 11, is it?
As it was dimming, everybody moved, came on strong again, and the K2 went off.
Oh, really?
Immediately after.
Were you just walking through here?
You just have to blow on it really hard, it'll move. Or touch the meter, and the K2s are going mental.
K2s are going off on that.
well, then we had some action too up in the principal's office.
Well, you did in that closet.
In the closet, yeah. Oh my God, I went in there and it was electric. Like I could feel it. You know when something's, you know, around you, which was super cool. My K2 just went crazy. Like it lights up from green and it goes all the way up to red, which is, you know, when it's most intense. And that thing was red constantly. Just wouldn't. It was going
And you
crazy.
kind of felt like somebody was crowding you. And
Oh, it was just right up on me. Like I could just feel it.
Like picking it up to get it away from you.
I know,
'cause
I couldn't get it
was-
to stop.
You thought
Like
it was a child.
right, I was trying to ask it questions, and like if it doesn't stop lighting it up, I'm not going to get a solid yes or no. It's just going nuts. So I kept holding it up here, thinking that maybe it couldn't reach it, but it just wouldn't stop. So like I couldn't really communicate with it other than it just going nuts. But then to validate this, you know, we had to send somebody else in, Alex.
I went back into the room. It was probably about 2 hours later, just to see if I could recreate this. And again, the third floor doesn't have any power at all.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you were getting those K2 hits on a floor that doesn't have any electricity, and it was so high, you know. So I went back in there to see if I could recreate it, and I got nothing. I searched the whole room, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, everywhere, and it didn't light up a single time. And she didn't believe me, so she had to come in and check for herself.
Yeah, that was intense, but like the air felt really thick. And when I went back in with you to double check, you know, the air felt fine. Everything was, you know, normal.
Can you back up, please? There you go. Good job. All right. No, stay back, please. Back. Thank you. All right. Are you a man? Light this up if you are a man. Thank you. Okay, back up. Thank you. Did you work here? Light that up if you worked here. Thank you. Good job. That's a yes. Okay. Thank you for backing up. Were you the principal here? Were you a caretaker here? You were. Okay. Thank you. Did you die here? You did? Is this a child? Yes. Oh, you are a child. Okay. Good job, honey. Can you back up, please? Can you back up? Okay, thank you. And now, a little more. Do you like this thing? You're having a good time, I know. Can you back up, please, so I can ask you a question? If you back up, I'll give you a treat. If you back up, I'll give you a Barbie. Can you not touch that anymore, please? I'm going to turn it off if you don't stop touching it. Come on. I'm going to take it away. Just to show you, I am in the exact same spot. It was going crazy before, and it is now doing nothing.
Apparently there's a principal and he doesn't like people being in there. So I, of course, went in there and throw my feet up on the desk and calling him out. I'm like, hey, I'm in your office, you know, come in here and say something. And of course, right after I did that, I got that K2 hit. Mm-hmm. Like, came to me.
Is that you? Can you step back and we'll ask another question? Thanks. Is this the principal we're talking to? Yeah? Can you step back again, please? Thank you.
Do you guys remember when us three were sitting in there and there was that loud bang down the
Oh,
hallway?
yeah, we
Yeah, that
never
was
did
the same
figure.
time.
Yeah,
You
we
never figured out what that was, but it sounded like something was thrown.
Yeah.
And it
like
was...
like something metal or something big hit something.
That was just a hot spot up there, because that was when I was in the room in the K2. Mm-hmm. We got that bang. Didn't we catch a voice up there?
Yes, we did get a male voice
Yeah.
up there in the principal's office.
No.
I keep hearing something in there.
What's going on out there?
Something's going on out there. I told you I heard something down there.
That was a huge thumpy noise.
I think we should go down there while it's active.
Mr. Principal.
Are you up here? How was the night, you guys?
It was awesome.
Super active the entire night. One of my favorite investigations we've done this year.
Definitely my favorite. I know I want to go back here for sure. It was super active. My favorite part of the whole place though was in that principal's office. It was really cool.
Just thought we'd touch on maybe one of our favorite experiences or some of our favorite EVPs or something that we worked with equipment. I tend to like the spirit box. That's one of my all-time favorite pieces of equipment to use. And I would say my favorite response on that is when we were at the Peoria Asylum, and I just asked if it was hot or cold where you were, and you hear a woman come through and she just says, "Hot day," like in a spirit or in a southern accent, which I thought was really cool. Just that clear as day, hot day.
What's it like on your side? Is it nice?
Favorite EVP voice that we got, there's a billion of them, but the one that really still tugs at my heart right now is Edinburgh Manor. And we have that little girl as we were going to bed say, "I'm going to miss you." And every time I hear that, it chills all the way down, and it just tugs at my heartstrings, and I love that place.
I think my favorite place was probably Greenville Station, just because visually I got to see like the K2s going off, and we had the millimeter go off, and just the touching and feeling. And I think when I was down there too, I think when me and Alex, I had the leg thing too. So there's just a lot of different things. I had a lot of fun there. And my favorite EVP just from St. Croix Paranormal would be from Villisca, when you get the two kids and one says, "You want to play?" and the other one says, "No way."
I think my favorite's probably going to have to be Ashmore Estates. My favorite moment is by far in that room when, because not very often do you ask something to do something and it does it. Like, that's a rare thing. It doesn't happen that often. So when Alex and I were sitting in there and we asked it to either touch the piano, the K2, or the millimeter, and it did it, and it not only did it, but it did it twice.
Yeah.
Like, that by far is my favorite moment. I know I'm a little bit creepy and morbid, but I still love that "I Want Your Skin" from Sedanville Rectory. That was so creepy and just off the wall, but I love that.
My favorite moment and my favorite equipment, my favorite moment is, of course, Edinburgh. That's my favorite place. And it would be in the middle of the night when I felt something running across the bed and straddling the bed. And then I mentioned it to Jill that something was walking on our bed, because we sleep on air mattresses and we usually stay in the place. And then Jill made the responses, "Oh no, our beds are too close." And all
But they
of a sudden,
weren't. There was
but
that
they
space
weren't.
between us.
15 minutes later, I hear Jill go away, I'm trying to sleep.
My whole bed's like,
yes, and you could feel it. I loved the EVPs that you guys got in Edinburgh, where they were actually trying to take the toys away from the spirit kids, and the little girl voice came through and she said, "You're mean." And I just love that, being that they were doing it, and it just kind of interacted with everything. And then the lady at night that said, "Say your prayers."
Oh yeah, as we were going to bed.
Yep, say your prayers.
Favorite moment, I would have to agree with Teresa, but she already talked about that. So I'll have to go with, it was my first big trip with this group. And we went to Thornhaven Manor.
Oh yes, Thornhaven.
And it was like the end of the night and there was no power there. So we're running everything off batteries. We had to get your generator set up and we're trying to recharge all these batteries. And me and another team member were setting up the power strips and getting all the batteries plugged in, and we finally got everything set up perfectly. And all of a sudden we heard, like, it sounded like somebody was knocking on the stairs. So we turned around to look and see who was there, and there's nobody there. And then one of the lids of our totes that we carry all our equipment in, like, fell over and onto the floor by itself. And we're just looking at each other like, what's going on? And then we just got hit with this cold draft, cold breeze, and we got the goosebumps everywhere. And I was asking him, like, can you feel? It's like, here, it's coming to us. And as soon as I said that, all the batteries and the power strips that were on the table just flipped, and the batteries flew everywhere. And
Holy crap.
I had no idea what happened. I just looked at him and started laughing. I'm like, that was awesome.
Jesus Christ. This is not anything over. Even that's it.
So we were over here getting all this set up. And we had just gotten these on here. And we heard, it sounded by like the steps there or something. We heard like somebody tapped on something. And so we both turned around and pointed our flashlights there. And then that lid fell off. It like flew off, hit the ground. And so then we turned and we were looking here. And then as we were looking here,
All that stuff
something
just
hit that and fell over.
Just knocked
them
everything
off.
over, all the batteries off the chargers.
So how was that sitting when you turned around and looked at this?
It was like that.
It was
but
flipped, but
it flipped.
the battery had fallen out.
Yeah, it flipped everything forward. Yeah. Both batteries
It was
came
like
off,
this,
and those were still plugged
flipped
in.
like that, and
but the
battery
batteries
came
came off, and it flipped it up and over. So you go from that to flip, and then I had to put
Your
all
batteries aren't heavy enough where it would just tip over like mine did?
because it's forward. See how they're tipped back? You have to have force underneath,
And
to
it
flip
was-
forward.
There was force behind it.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing, even your diode thing, shook forward.
Interesting.
This thing should still be working, so you would have the audio, you wouldn't have the video. All the batteries did.
Of course it is.
Well, thanks for joining us on our first episode of 2016 to Paranormal Patrol. We did change our name for the show from St. Croix Paranormal. So hopefully you'll enjoy some of our upcoming episodes coming this summer. We have a lot of really good places we're investigating and hope to bring you a lot of good evidence. So thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.